one of those days when I felt that life just was not worth the effort. I'd just fought in another battle, but if you asked me who won, I couldn't tell you, because this time no one survived, except me. I suppose I should have been grateful, but believe me, I didn't feel a thing, except lucky. I remember when I found the flag, I thought, who cares? Who really cares? There I was, a soldier for 20 years, alone in a country I'd never heard of, and where my future was as remote as the stars. All I had were the clothes on my back, a bullet wound in my arm, and the strange feeling that no one existed in the world except me. And then it happened. I suddenly felt nervous. I began to sweat as if I'd woken up from a nightmare. It was not the battle, but the place itself. It seemed enchanted. I ought to have been terrified, but no. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It merely shortens the odds. And as I said before, I just felt lucky.
Soldier.
And who are you?
Don't be afraid.
After what I've seen in my life, what else is there to fear?
Death?
I've met him enough for one day. What land is this?
It belongs to a king who has 6 daughters. One of them could be yours.
Why? What's wrong with them?
Nothing. Indeed, many men have tried to win them, but all have failed the challenge.
And what happened to them? Well, that's life. When one has traveled the world from Cathay to the Indies, one soon learns caution, especially regarding women. As a soldier, I vowed I'd rather tangle with a horde of savages than with the wiles of a woman.
Soldier!
It was a vow, of course, I never kept. As they say, every dogma must have his day.
But one of the daughters could be yours.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You could succeed where others have failed.
But why should I bother?
Because you're a man who needs excitement in his life. Am I not right?
Tell me about these princesses and I'll give you an answer.
Each night, the 6 princesses are locked and guarded in their room. None of them are seen to leave, but each morning their slippers are worn out, as if they had been dancing from dusk to dawn. No one has discovered how the princesses leave the room or where they go. And failure is death.
And success?
A princess as a wife. Are you intrigued?
How far is this king's palace?
Wait, before you go, let me give you some good advice. Before the princesses retire, they will offer you some wine. Pretend to drink it, but on no account must you taste a drop.
Is that all?
Take this cloak. It will make you invisible. It will enable you to follow them without being seen.
Look, I know you are a witch, but this is impossible.
Put the cloak on.
This is just a game.
No one can see you, believe me. Put it on.
I should have stopped there and then. This was magic, and what cannot be explained to me disturbs me. You even know what I'm thinking, don't you?
Yes. But what cannot be explained should not disturb you. It should fascinate you.
And if I refuse?
I'm afraid you have no choice. Whatever road you take, you will arrive at the palace.
Well, very well, I accept. After all, what else have I got to lose?
Your head. But even with my help, it won't be easy. These princesses are not fools.
Yes, but she's trying to make me afraid. And she's succeeding. But yesterday I faced a dozen regiment and 100 cannon and won through. What can 6 girls do compared to that? I found the palace all right, but it certainly wasn't somewhere I'd choose to live out of choice. No wonder the princesses have restless feet.
Wait here. Good. Your Majesty, this... It's freezing. No, I'm not surprised. It's a long walk from there.
Oh, why did you have to die, my dearest wife, and leave me like this? When our daughters arrived, Lavinia, Antonella, Marietta, etc., etc. She could have coped. Idle, good-for-nothing girls.
Your Majesty, it's about your
Sleeping
daughters.
all day, doing heaven knows what at night. She would have known what to do.
Sire, there is a new contestant outside.
Oh, don't be a fool, man. They're all dead. We'll wipe them all out.
No, this one's a foreigner, sire.
The sponge is gone.
What?
Someone's stolen the sponge.
The sponge! The royal sponge! I'll send him away. I can't be doing this.
Wait a minute. Did you say another contestant?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Are you sure?
I'm positive sure it's there.
Not a nincompoop like the others.
No.
And he knows what he has to do.
Well, I suppose so.
Then what are you standing there for? Send him in!
But he's a foreigner, sire!
I don't care what he is. You know what those daughters are costing me. The damn shoemaker is richer than I am.
All right, yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, God.
This way. The foreigner, sire.
What are you? A deserter?
No, Your Majesty, I'm just a common soldier without a regiment.
What happened to it?
They were all killed.
All of them. Well, that makes you either a hero or the biggest coward alive.
Well, I do not claim to be a hero, nor do I know why I was chosen to live while others died, but I assure you, if I was a coward, I would not be here.
You may not be in 3 days' time. I assume you know what is demanded of you.
You wish to find out where your daughters go each night?
In a nutshell, yes. But don't be too complacent. It's a hard nut to crack. That is why I give each man 3 chances, but no more.
Agreed.
Yes. But this is no Christmas charade. What I want is...
Proof.
Proof of where the princesses go at night. Proof of what they do. Proof I can hold in the palm of my hand. If I don't get it in 3 nights, tell him.
Oh, I know. You cut off my head.
And that's just the beginning. What are you laughing at?
Well, I was just wondering why you don't simply ask them yourself where they go.
Ask them? Did you hear that? Ask them? What child talks to his father nowadays? Tell me.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't have any children.
And if you're as incompetent as the others, you're not likely to either.
When do I begin?
You don't begin anything dressed like that. This is a palace, not a barracks. Get in something suitable to wear. I'm sure we have a few cast-offs hanging around.
Oh, yes, Your Majesty, all unclaimed.
Your predecessors. Well, still confident of keeping your head, soldier?
When do I meet the princesses?
Wouldn't you look too? But if I have to play the peeping Tom in order to reconnoiter the opposition, then peep I must, as closely as possible. Naturally, it's all in the line of duty. The line of duty. After all, it is my neck, not theirs, that I treasure more. Oh, princesses, now I know why a man would risk the block for you, just for a kiss. I am weak, but not yet a fool. The witch was right. This is not going to be easy. And the night hasn't even begun yet. Come?
We thought you might like some wine. Oh, please, so that we can all be friends. You do want to be our friend, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Take the jug. It's all yours. Sweet dreams. Is he asleep? The fool won't wake up for hours now.
This is a dream. It must be.
Proof. All I want is proof I can hold in my hand.
This is not of this earth. It cannot be. The boat seems heavier tonight. I must be losing my strength.
I keep feeling we're not alone. It's making me nervous.
Not half as nervous as I. We shall soon be there. Merciful God, where am I?
Soldier. Soldier!
Oh! Oh!
Soldier, His Majesty will see you now, and you may take him these. I'm sure you have an explanation for them.
Wait a moment. I've got some branches. Golden branches, silver. I've got some.
Gold and silver branches. Well, that's a new twist.
No, I swear I have them.
Of course.
Look, I'm not lying.
Look, I would not keep His Majesty waiting.
Do you take me for a fool, sir? Do you really expect me to believe this preposterous story?
Yes, because it's true.
Enchanted lakes. Magical boats. Golden twigs. Silver trees, rubies.
Diamonds.
And a partridge in a pear tree, no doubt. Well, I'll say this for you. You have a very vivid imagination, which is something the others did not possess.
Look, I am telling you the truth.
Then where are the jewels? These branches?
Oh, I don't know. I lost them.
How very convenient. You know, something tells me that you're going to rejoin your regiment.
But they're all dead.
Exactly.
But you don't want to believe me, do you?
Why would you?
Oh, look, I may only be a soldier, but my word is my bond.
Oh, stop it. Sit down.
Oh.
Have an egg. Have two. Hangover? Yes. So why not just admit that you were drunk?
But that wouldn't alter my story.
Listen. I am a tolerant man. I don't want to be, but when you live in a place like this, it helps. I'm surrounded by idiots, only because I can't afford to hire anyone better. I cook my own breakfast, because there's no one here who can even boil an egg. But I accept it. And do you know why? Because all I want is a son-in-law, even though all I have to offer him is a kingship. Mine. That is why I want a man of honesty, a man I can trust.
Are you saying that I am...
Please don't interrupt. Just remember that you volunteered for this job, and when you did, you were told the rules. In a word, I want proof. Nothing less. No speeches, no fantasies. Proof. How many times do I have to say it? Shall I tell you something? You look pathetic. Oh, give it up. I'm going back to bed.
Look, wait a minute. They drank from silver goblets, the like of which I have never seen before. Now, if I were to bring you one of
All I
those...
ask is
Proof.
No month like this, I could retire.
Over my dead body.
But of course.
On the second night, I was determined not to fail. I had learned from my mistakes, and rule number one was clearly no drinking, either here or anywhere.
After all, what can go wrong?
Everything followed the same routine. The princesses might be clever, but they certainly weren't original. I grew bolder, my confidence regained. must confess, I don't blame them. After all, what else is there to do in a place like this? Especially when one is as beautiful as you. No, no, let me not be foolhardy again. Oh, come on, ladies, hurry up. I'm waiting. Don't worry, I've learned my lesson. This time I will collect a silver goblet, play the wallflower, and save the celebrating for another day. This is not the same island we went to last night. Or is it? What is happening here? Are we being led into a prison? To be locked away in a dungeon? Oh, Your Majesty. You'll not believe this. Never in a million years.
Well, of all the stories I have heard, and I have heard...
Dozens.
yours is the most ridiculous, the most...
unbelievable.
Of them all. Yesterday I tried to be tolerant, but not today. The time has come to draw the line.
Right across his neck.
Don't try to be too funny, because it's your turn next.
Oh, but Your Majesty, you know, I'm most loyal to you.
Oh, stop whimpering, man. You don't think I'd want any of my daughters marrying a...
buffoon.
like
Buffoon,
you?
yes.
I have some pride left. Somewhere. As for you, you said you would bring me proof of what you bring me. Not a silver goblet, but this. This! It isn't even silver. You hear that? Tomorrow, that axe will be on your neck just as surely as the sun will rise, if you fail your third and final chance.
Does cutting off heads please you so much?
Please me. I despise it. Despise it.
Then why do it?
Because it's always been done. It's the custom. Good heavens, man, have you no sense of tradition?
Execution is not tradition.
Ah, suddenly frightened of dying, are we? No longer the arrogant soldier, eh?
I'm not frightened of death. I've seen his shadow too often. And if I'm no longer arrogant, it's because I realize you do not care to believe the truth. No matter what I would say, you would scorn it. You talk of history and tradition, but you live in a world more unreal than your daughters.
Oh, really? Then prove it to me.
I've tried to.
Oh, no, you haven't. All you've done is to insult me and present me with
A teapot.
Yes. Where are you going?
I am leaving your palace, Your Majesty. I do not care to spend another minute here, not because my neck is at stake, but because of my honor.
Coward!
What did you call me?
I forget. It's gone. It's gone.
Upstart. I've had him drawn a quarter for what he said to me. And they say I'm intolerant.
You know, Your Majesty, I always knew you couldn't trust a foreigner. They've no respect for our ways, our customs, or our habits.
Intolerant.
Oh, sire.
Good gracious. It's gin.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there'll be no execution tomorrow. You can sleep late. We can all sleep late.
Soldier,
Keep away from me. Just get back on your broomstick.
broomstick? Oh, that was really rude.
Well, forgive me. I'm just a common soldier. I wouldn't know about your particular style of life.
Then it's about time you learned.
Another time.
There may not be another time.
What do you mean?
You are an innocent mortal, are you not? Do you really think you survived the battle when everyone else was killed simply out of luck?
Yes. What other reason is there?
And when you were at sea and all were drowned except you, was that luck also?
How did you know about that?
I know everything about you, soldier. It was I who decided that you should live.
Who are you?
Before I answer that, tell me, why are you running away?
Look, I'm not running away.
Are you sure? Is it not fear that is making you leave the palace?
Look, whoever you are, I've had enough for one day. You are the second person who has called me a coward, and it's getting tiresome.
Then prove that you're not. I know that you're a man who doesn't fail a challenge. Why do you think I selected you?
I did not fail the challenge. What I told the king was the truth.
Then you must make him believe that. That is the challenge.
Well, how? Tell me.
I've helped you all I can. I've given you opportunities none of the others had. You cannot let me down now.
Let you down? Look, who are you?
Now you know. Even death has his mistress. And for favors granted, we all have our debts to pay.
Then, madam, I will do my best to repay mine. It's my last chance, and they know it. almost see victory in their eyes. Proof. The king wants proof. But how? It's quite clear that the only way I can convince the stubborn old man is if I transported the island princesses and all right into his bedchamber. Of course. If not the mountain to Mohammed. Ha! Is the king in his room? Yes. Your Majesty.
But how dare you come in here without knocking?
You want proof about your daughters. Well, tonight you will have that proof.
Another teapot.
No. Tonight you will see what happens with your own eyes.
I'm running out of patience.
And I am running out of time.
You insult me. You give me gin for breakfast. You abuse my hospitality. By heavens. If my dear departed was still alive.
Your Majesty.
She was so beautiful.
Look, Your Majesty.
She would... Wait a minute. I thought you had quit.
Your Majesty, do you want the proof or not? Do you want to find out for yourself where your daughters go?
How?
Because tonight, you, not I, will follow them.
Are you mad? I'm not exactly a stranger to them, you know.
Your Majesty, they will not even know you're there. You can walk on their heels. They won't even see you.
You are mad. How can they fail to see me?
Quite easy. Just watch.
Where did you go?
I didn't go anywhere, Your Majesty. I merely put on this cape and became invisible.
But that's witchcraft.
Well, indeed it is, but it's no more mysterious than what you will see tonight. Now stand before the mirror.
I've gone. I don't believe it.
Then don't you think it's about time you started to believe, Your Majesty? I'll see you tonight.
Wait a minute. How do I know I'll be safe?
Are you afraid?
No, but...
Your Majesty, as you've said yourself 1,000 times, if you want the proof, you have to see it for yourself.
He's right, my dear. I am afraid of what I might see. I'm getting cramp.
Shut up, Your Majesty.
Poor fool. You never learnt.
Can I come out now?
Wait. Don't make a sound.
Shh. I don't believe it.
Now hurry up. But remember what I said. Do not for one moment let them out of your sight.
But it's dark down here.
Good luck, Your Majesty.
Silver. Gold.
Blue-blooded fellas who've won every classic. Here they are, fellas.
going to believe this. Never in a million years.
Try me.
So, the game is up, eh? And what a nice little game you all seem to have been having. The king, of course, told me everything. In every little detail. Ah, too late, too late.
Well, well, well. Don't we all look overdressed this morning?
We didn't mean any harm.
Just don't say a word. Your father is not in the mood. Besides, one of you is about to be chosen as a bride, so we'll save the post-mortem till later. And I think the phrase post-mortem very apt under the circs, don't you?
He's on his way, Your Majesty.
Ah, pay attention. Well, you may now make your choice. And, I do apologize for not believing you 2 days ago. But, as you can see, they're all very beautiful.
I think I know them all well enough by now, Your Majesty.
You made up your mind. Well, which one?
None of them, Your Majesty.
None?
None. I have met many women in my life, but I vowed I would never marry until I met someone whom I could happily spend the rest of my life with. A woman whom I could love, who would be both beautiful,
No, he's not beautiful.
and honest. Your daughters, sire, have lived a life of deceit. Deceit so despicable they would willingly see men die. If that is their nature as a girl, what would it be as a wife? So may I be excused if I decline your offer.
Decline it. After all you've been through.
Precisely. Goodbye. I'm sorry to have spoilt your merriment, but I still have my head on my shoulders. A foolish head, perhaps, and a very common one. But at least it's still there.
No, wait! Wait! Don't go. Stay here a while. Oh, I know it's not the very finest palace in the world, but I've got plans. I'm going to make changes, have parties again, invite guests. People will come from miles around.
It'll be alive again, Your Majesty. That's what it'll be. Your daughters will see to that. They'll be dancing here. You don't need me anymore.
But where will you go?
Well, I don't know, but then I never have done. Goodbye, Your Majesty.
I had no regrets. At least, I convinced myself I hadn't. At one point, I almost changed my mind, and then...
Morning.
Morning.
Nice day.
It certainly is. Where are you going?
To battle. They're conscripting on the other side of the hill.
Who are they going to fight?
I don't know. I never ask.
Just a minute.
You never learn, do you?
I thought you'd be out of my life by now.
I just wanted to see what a fool really looked like.
What do you mean, a fool? I succeeded, didn't I? Your friend didn't claim me after all.
Not yet, he hasn't. But if you stayed here, married a princess, settled down, you probably wouldn't have seen him for years. Instead, you're walking right into his shadow again.
Well, are you coming or not?
I have to make my own choice sometime.
Well then, we'll probably be seeing each other very soon. Goodbye, soldier.
And so it will end as it began, on a battlefield. The past 3 days might never have existed.